This first place we come up on here is a big main lake point, and we were expecting, you'll see Jawbreaker get one right here, but we were expecting these fish to be pre-spawn and hung out on these points preparing to spawn. But you'll hear me in a second ask him, this is a pretty good fish, that's our first keeper of the day, but you'll hear me ask him in just a second if that fish came off of the point. And he's going to tell me, no, it come off of the ledge.
Number one, baby. No Jawbreaker. We got to get this live well pumped up.
Alright, the aerator hit the power button.
Now this second fish comes on a jig. I'm still exploring, and one of the things we like to do when we fish is you know, Jawbreaker will get, you know, our tried and true you know, meat and potatoes of what we do, which is you know, throw the jig a whole lot. Now although that first fish did come off of the crankbait, and that's what kept the lip ripper hanging on to the crankbait for as long as he did, but that fish right there, it's about 1/8 of an inch short, but it come right out of the pocket of those rocks and it came on a jig. So we're kind of starting to notice a little bit of a pattern. First fish, although it came on a crankbait, it did come off the bluff. Second fish came off of the jig, but right in the rock pocket there. Now we fished the rest of the way down that entire bluff and never got another bite, because those little pockets that are in those rocks that you can see there, we well I did get one bite right here. It's a freaking crappie, but we fished the rest of the way down the bluff and didn't get another bite because we got away from those pockets. You see me celebrating.
What the hell is this?
We had turned around and started fishing back down this bluff again, and we got to the part where there were the cutbacks in the, and you see I've got a good one on right here. This one sure would have helped our live well. It's about a 4-pounder, but we had fished all the way down that bluff, and man, I don't know why this fish comes off, but we had fished all the way down the bluff, and when we got away from where the little cutbacks in the rocks are, we got away from those fish, and we just wound up away from them. So we turned around and tried it again, and wound up catching that, or almost catching that one. So after spot number one, we took what the fish had told us so far, and we went to a shallower area, and Jawbreaker, oh, he's thinking about it. Oh, get him, Jawbreaker. But he gets so daggum excited on this one, he knocks his pole in the water and everything. But we took the intel we had, and we just went to another place I knew of that had a lot of little pockets back in the rocks, and just see if we could get good job, Jawbreaker, nice save. But we got to a place that had a bunch more you know, little pockets back in between the rocks. It was such a close pattern that had to be followed that day.
Good one, baby. Good.
I had ran my big mouth all the way through the catch of that fish, so I went ahead and recorded it again. Oh, nice save again, Jawbreaker.
People are going to watch our videos and left.
Oh, they're in trouble now. The lip ripper has picked up the jig.
Get that son of a bitch. I just saw what happened.
This pattern was so specific this day. I mean, these fish were literally facing. I mean, you had to actually hit the rock and let it bounce in front of their face, or they would not bite it.
Hey, we about to start culling early with good fish, dude. Hey, we're big bass hunting right now.
Good job, D.
We're big bass hunting.
That's number 5.
We definitely. God, I just had a feeling, Gabe, that Rocky Top was gonna pay off. That's why I told you, hey man, this water's up 4 feet. I bet Rocky Top's underwater.
Yeah, when you told me that Rocky Top was
Look at this, cha-chonk.
yeah, but
I hate Lip Ripper 136.
hey, America, Lip Ripper thanks you for your prayers. He's back
Hey,
on,
look at that damn line.
back on track.
Is that number 5?
Number 5.
Bang!
Now, up until a few days before this tournament, the Percy Preist Lake was down about 4 feet. It was still down close to Winter Pool, and this particular area that I call Rocky Top, you know, we're from Middle Tennessee, we call it Rocky Top, but this particular area was still it was out of the water. And when the lake had risen as far as it had, I just had a feeling. I was like, man, you know, this has always been a good area. Oh man, I mean, the Jawbreaker is tearing them up, son. But this had always been a good area for us, and I just had a feeling that it was going to pay off for us that day, and it did in a big way.
That's going to be a close one to call.
Tell him something about it, Jawbreaker.
Go ahead, bud. I'll check this fish. Put the next one in the boat.
God, my bait just had hit the water. I was like, see this?
Now at this point we had hit a couple places that normally produce, and they just had not, and we had to flat out spend the rest of the day, you know, doing what the fish had told us they wanted, and we just had to go find areas that had big chunk rocks with little pockets back in them, and if there was a piece of wood, you know, near one of those pockets, you could get bit there or back in one of those pockets, and that was about it.
Man, those two fish are identical.
You want to measure them?
I mean, they're identical.
Well guys, unfortunately the video was getting a little long, so I'm going to have to do a part 1 and a part 2 of this Percy Preist tournament.
That one is dry.
So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I mean, the second part is even better. We really get on some big ones, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please like and subscribe to the Lip Ripper 136. We're going to keep doing it on a budget.
This one on the right looks heavier. It's a coal. It's a pretty good coal. We going by ounces, that's good.
How many? Is it? We've cold 3 times now? twice.
That's our second cull.
Good job, baby.
Hey, we may have only gained ounces.